The all-new Redarc Tow-Pro Link. How does it compare to the existing Tow-Pro V3? So today we've got the video for you. We're going to go through installation differences, end user experiences, as well as the price differences between the existing Tow-Pro V3 and the all-new Tow-Pro Link. So let's get into it.
Ha 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 ha, yeah.
So what do you need to complete your installation? With the Tow-Pro V3, you need a few different components to complete your installation. At the bare minimum, you'll need the Tow-Pro unit itself and extend the wiring. Otherwise, you can buy them as a pre-wired kit, which is a universal one like you see here. And then you'll need a switch insert to go on the dash for the switch dial itself. So you need a few different components in here. When it comes to installation, as you may know, you'll have to run cables both into the dash and out of the dash for the trailer cables as well as power cables. That's something they've eliminated with the all-new Tow-Pro Link. So this unit is mounted externally, generally right near the back of the tow bar. So you just run power from the front to the back, and you just link all the cables up at your trailer plug. So it's a nicer and easier installation compared to the Tow-Pro V3, but both will give you a very similar end product. Okay, so here we've got all the units unboxed, and you can really see differences when it comes to installation. So with the standard Tow-Pro V3, you've got to have the unit mounted inside the cabin. Usually that's behind either a glove box or behind the steering wheel. And then you're going to run most of the cables outside. So you can still earth it inside the cabin against a nice earthing bolt. It's a factory existing one there. But as for the other cables, so your power, your service brakes, and your brake feed, all of them have to be run externally. So with the Redarc harness that comes with here, you've got the positive with the fuse already on it. So you can just run that back to your start battery positive. And then you're going to run some cables to the back. So it does come with some nice bits in here. So 3 cables in here. You run your existing brake feed out of your trailer plug. That goes into this little Wago connector in here. You push it in, clip it down, and then it gets nice and sealed up. You then have a new red cable which goes to your brake feed, and then you've got the blue cable for your service brakes. You notice it's a bit thicker as it's running actual brake feed itself. So that all goes back to the car. Obviously you have to, the one scary thing which a lot of people are worried about when installing these themselves is running it through grommets. They do come with some existing grommets if you want to drill a new hole in. Otherwise you can use an existing grommet, poke a hole through it and feed it through nice and carefully. That's the main difference when it comes to the Tow-Pro Link which we have here. This you don't have to do anything in the cabin, it's all mounted externally. So it already comes with its own harness in the box, you don't have to buy one externally. You've just got positive and negative that you run back to the battery. It comes with cables and a Deutsch plug already on there to connect to it. The main unit itself comes with everything you'll need. So as I said, a Deutsch plug to connect your power to, and you've got the same suite of cables as we just discussed with the existing wiring harness that Redarc makes. So I said same thing, you just pull out your existing service brakes, sorry not service brakes, your brake light feed, put it into your Wago connector. This new red cable goes to that feed, and then your blue service brakes goes into that feed there. And this unit itself is mounted near the tow bar or wherever you'd like it. It has spots to put tape on it if you'd like, and it has mounting points on the side of it. Either you can zip tie it to somewhere nice and tight or bolt that through. So it's got many different mounting options to mount it to, but a nice unit. When it comes to in the dash, they've also refreshed that. So with the new Tow-Pro Link, you've got a touchpad option here. So it comes with some sticky pads, some reusable sticky pads, so you don't have to worry about putting it on a spot permanently. You can take that on and off as many times as you'd wish. You've got your up and down here for your settings, as well as your sway control there. So a really nice little feature. That's just powered by USB when you want to use it. Alternatively, you can use their phone app. So they now have a Tow-Pro app you can use to Bluetooth it. So if you don't want to have that mounted somewhere, or you just want to have it for in between trips, you can easily do that, not having to have this mounted somewhere. Whereas with the existing Tow-Pro V3, you would have had to mount a dial somewhere. So they will bring this dial out for the Tow-Pro Link soon, but at the moment it is only the pad. So if you still like this idea of having something mounted permanently, there will be that option. I've got this mounted in a 300 series style switch insert. And you see you got to have your dial there. So that's another thing which you could be a downside seeing to the Tow-Pro V3 is you have to have it hard mounted with a dial, whereas this is a bit more easy to remove, especially if you're looking at swapping it between cars. This is a lot easier to unplug the Deutsch plug and take it out of your trailer plug and swap it between a new car, whereas the Tow-Pro V3 was generally once it's installed in the vehicle, it's always going to be in there. Now that we've gone through all the installation process, let's go to end user features. So when it comes to end user experience, the main differences will come down to how you're using them inside the vehicle. So as we already discussed in the installation process, there is differences with how these are controlled now. So with the Tow-Pro Link, you have the touchpad. Tow-Pro V3 has the older style dial. As I said, they will be bringing out the dial for the Tow-Pro Link if you still liked that design, but it's not available currently in their first release. So with the Tow-Pro Link, some new features they've added in is they've upgraded the sway control feature. So as you may know with the Tow-Pro V3, if you wanted to activate sway control where it brakes just the caravan and not the brakes in the vehicle, you have to hold down the dial and you have to be holding that down for it to work. So how they've changed this is that with the Tow-Pro Link, you only have to press it once and then it uses its own sensors inside the unit to realise when the caravan has stopped swaying, and then it will de-apply those brakes. So what that means at the end of the day, it's a lot safer for you to do. It's a lot easier. You can keep two hands on the steering wheel to protect yourself from any sort of issues that might happen. Whereas with this, it's been a bit hard to hold one hand on the steering wheel in that event and hold down the button. The other thing they've upgraded in this unit is they've added a new feature to test your brake lights. So on the app, you can go on, tap the brake feature, so that turns your brake lights on for 10 seconds. So if you want to quickly go tap them on and you want to go double check, make sure the brake lights are working, that's nice and easy to do. So it makes life a lot easier if you're trying to set up a caravan yourself without help. Makes it a lot easier to test all those brake light features and not have any issues with your van. Alrighty, so in conclusion, we've gone through the differences in installation and end user experience between the Tow-Pro V3 and the all-new Tow-Pro Link. The one thing we haven't really discussed yet is the pricing differences between the two. They're about $250 difference between the Tow-Pro V3 and the Tow-Pro Link. That's just the price of the units themselves. If you're looking at getting them fitted, they're probably going to be around the same price to get fitted, as the Tow-Pro does require more labour to fit, whereas the Tow-Pro Link will require less labour, however it does cost more for the unit itself. So if you're looking at fitting them yourself, Tow-Pro Link will be a much better option, or if a bit more handy and don't mind getting cables through the dash or through a firewall, that would be a much better option going with the Tow-Pro V3. Still offers you the same amount of safety as the Tow-Pro Link, just a slight more involved with the installation. If you've got any questions, leave them down below or give us a ring. Both these products are available in store and on our website, which is also linked below. Otherwise, that's it for now. We'll see you in the next one.
Ha 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 ha.